This is truly a game. Like, we are talking real gaming here. Wow. This is like, see if I'm even live here. Am I? Maybe I'm not. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna pop out this chat. We're playing the most boring game ever. I am very jet lagged today. I flew in yesterday and I made the mistake of going to bed too early. This fucking sucks. Oh. So now we're going to play this amazing game without a webcam and without any music, because this game sort of signifies the peak in the gaming industry. I mean, this is a game that takes the concept gaming and just sort of turn it up to another level when it comes to graphical fidelity and audio quality. Like, this is a game that good that you could almost believe that MLEX, the iOS developer, did develop this game. That's how good it is, right? This game truly touches something deep that I think many other games have never been able to do before. And I mean, I remember when I was 5 years in 1995, I always dreamed about the day when games could have this insane graphical fidelity that this game is able to sort of produce. And I remember that seeing this game for the first time was sort of a revelation that we've finally hit the point in time where games can truly produce inspiring and lifelike graphics that the world has yet to see. So this game, I feel, really it comes so far in I don't know how to even describe it. The graphical quality here, like, we're talking, I don't know, this must be so hard to render, and I applaud the sort of iOS developers who made this game, because they really decided to make the best possible games in terms of graphical quality. And moving on from graphical quality to a while, and let's talk about the soundtrack, because this game has an amazing soundtrack that must have taken multiple years to produce. This soundtrack is so minimalistic. It is such a beauty. It has so much energy to it. And I think if you were to go to the subreddit minimalism on Reddit, like, not even they can achieve what this game has achieved in terms of the soundtrack. This soundtrack, it's just, I don't even know how to describe the sort of fight, like the sort of, I don't know if I can even find a word. It's just very well composed, and I think that the composer behind the soundtrack decided to sort of push the bar from what we've seen in traditional games. Like, we're talking a game where the entire soundtrack is just silence, and I think that's a statement in itself that, you know, if you want to make a truly good soundtrack, maybe you have to start, maybe you have to sort of, as Palada says, make a bold move and start looking into yourself, right? And I think the composer behind the soundtrack really took the chance to to peek inside his own head. And he found nothing. So he decided that the soundtrack would represent nothing, hence be nothing. And I feel that this really comes through the game. Like, this game sort of enables or manages to express that when you play this game. Because it truly is that good. I think this game is just a game that I don't even know how to describe, but it is that good, actually. It's just beautiful. The orchestration, the movements, the pacing of soundtrack is just, I can't even, wow. Like, what a game. Let's talk a bit about the sound effects, because I feel we haven't touched on that yet. You see, as a veteran sound effect developer, you see, I've worked on this for multiple millions of years. I feel that this game has sort of hit the sweet spot of what you want with sound effects in 2018. It's both energizing, interesting, but yet subtle sound effects that sort of make the game what it is. This is like, don't spoil, Graham. You're spoiling the game from the audience. That is not video game journalism. What are you about? Jesus, get out. There is nothing else in this game. Don't listen to him. There is definitely not a cactus, and there is definitely not a small pond of water. Don't listen to Graham. He's a liar, and he will spoil the next Star Wars movie if he can. Look, I even died now. That's what happened. Let's get back to the sound effects. Because again, I told you, I've been working with this for multiple millions of years. And again, they hit a perfect sweet spot where they managed to be so subtle but still so powerful in what they sort of communicate to the player. Like, they have this perfect balance of really touches, right? And I don't know, like the noise that you just heard when the ball pops up is just so well designed. It's not at all just a D2 noise oscillator through like, I don't know, like a subtractive synthesizer. Not at all. This is truly made by one of the best sound designers out there. And I feel that this game, if you consider the whole package, like graphics, sound effects, soundtrack, is already contending to be Game of the Year. Like, with this insane game, you know, I'm not sure there's any competition out there. But enough about that. Let's talk about what really matters in games. Namely, gameplay. Like, how good is it, regardless of how good the graphics are or the soundtrack, you know, the gameplay gotta be good. And let me tell you that this game really manages to go far beyond what I've seen any game do before. It has a interesting and fast-paced but still slow-paced gameplay that takes a classical golf game and twists it into something different. You see, they've added something truly innovative to the space, namely sand. And, you know, they didn't stop there. They added a lot of sand. And they didn't stop there. They added a fucking desert. That's how far this game took the concept. And, like, I don't even know how to describe it. But this game, oh, you see, this has this very dramatic moments that is paced down by the sheer brilliance of the very thoughtful gameplay that this game manages to produce. But it's still so powerful in the hooks and the tight controls and the perfect sand simulation that few other games manages to touch on. You see, I just died, but that's fine because I respawn. I'll shoot again, see if I can make this one. I'll die again, but that's fine because you respawn. You see, it has an endless cycle of perfectly nice gameplay that is very, very, very rewarding for a gamer like me. You see, I don't play casual games. I'm more into the hardcore stuff. You see, this is the 666 level, right? Very hardcore. We just beat that game. So, Forfius said, I think one of the few games that even come close to the brilliance of this game is Minesweepers on Windows XP. And I'm willing to agree with him. Minesweeper is one of those awe-inspiring classics that just floor the gaming world with its brilliance. But I gotta say, Minesweeper has a couple of years on its back, and we've been waiting a long time for a game to come out to sort of challenge the status quo. And this game, I think, is the game. This is the game that can finally dethrone Minesweeper as the #1 gaming experience out there right now. The game is called Desert Golfing, and guess what? You're playing golf in a desert. That's how brilliant this game is. So back to the gameplay. You can see that the ball itself represents something. It represents humanity, and it's actually, we're going to the story, by the way. So the ball represents humanity's struggles to achieve the goals that you set for yourself, right? But as with everything in life, there are ups and there are downs, and sometimes you fly and sometimes you roll, and sometimes it's just very, very challenging to actually progress in life. But the thing that this game really hits on is the meaningless of achieving things in life, because there's always more. And I think that's what this game is really trying to tell you, is that no matter how hard you work or how many projects you finish or how many races you win, there's always going to be another one. There's always another hole. And that's the brilliance of this game. It manages to put the questions of life and existence into this perfectly written story. And many other games try to come to this level, but I feel that this is the first game that manages to express this in such a beautiful way, that life is both endless and finite at the same time, and it's about enjoying every hole rather than longing for the next one, because there's always going to be a next one. You might not play it, but someone else will, and that's what this game manages to convey, is that you gotta be happy with the experience. The journey is the goal, or that's the powerful statement that this game manages to do. And I feel that that's actually a brilliant way of putting this game. It has such a nice way of telling this story through these super, super beautiful graphics. And I mean, what's this game talk about if we don't talk about the physics? You see, this game has really, really taken physics to another level. Like when people thought Half-Life 2 came out with good physics, well, they haven't seen the sand graphics in this game. Let me tell you that. This game has sand physics that I don't even know. This is truly next level. Like, that they managed to make this run on an iOS device is just wow. This is like AI simulation level shit. I don't even know how they do it, but somehow, oh, look there. You can see the white 17 corner. I'm about to kick this ball into the court. Oh, oh. Yeah, this is truly the game of the century, I feel. I don't even know. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I gotta take a moment. That was a very powerful experience, I will say that. Oh, just gonna wipe a tear out my eye. Oh, this game is... It is so good. Like, I'm surprised how they managed to make this game and release it in this current year, right? This is... it's just wow. Well, this is like one of those games where you start questioning life And if I fall down into that fucking pond right now, I'll kill someone. Before No Man's Sky tried to make a procedurally... Yeah, I will say that No Man's Sky is a bad imitation of what Desert Golf managed to accomplish. And yeah, for you who doesn't know, this game is procedurally generated, meaning there is always another level. There's always another hole. Oh my god. This is like, I don't even know. Golfing taken to the future. You know, I feel that if we ever get visited by an alien race, they will ask the human race that what is the peak accomplishment of your race, of your civilization? What are you proud about? And someone will bring out an iPhone, and they will look at the iPhone and say, is this it? And he will say no. Just you wait. And he'll unlock the device. He'll take his finger. He'll slowly tap the screen. He will scroll one page to the right to find his games folder. He will lift his finger. He will tap the games folder. And then he will tap the game Desert Golfing. And the alien race will, within 10 seconds of seeing this beautiful piece of art, decide that we are the most intelligent civilization in the universe, capable of producing masterpieces like this. And this is truly a masterpiece, you see. This is... I don't even know how to describe this game. But I don't think the word masterpiece even encompasses the brilliance of this work of art that the author has put in when making this game. Few other things I've seen in my life have been this life-changing as this game. I'm going to actually read you the description of this game. And this is real. 1 second, I have to read you the description of this game. I will not exit the game, but I will bring it up here. Desert Golfing App Store. It's a beautiful poem, reimagined. The developer of this game took beautiful poetry from William Blake and reimagine it in a modern context. Let me read it for you. To see a world in a bunker of sand, and heaven in a wild cactus. Hold infinity in the pocket of your shorts, and eternity in desert golfing. Isn't that beautiful? That's the description for this fantastic game. Like, if that isn't just art itself, I don't know what is art. Like, oh, that sound just makes me wanna... Beautiful game of full brilliance. Endless plays. This game goes on until you think it's ended, but it hasn't. It won't. This game will never end, you see. It's endless. Just like your consciousness or the existence of the universe. It spans an endless series of time. It spans an endless amount of mass. This game is really another level of poetry in itself, I think. That the game manages to do this, and as I talked about before, represents the struggles of the human mind and existence. It's just a brilliant I don't even know the word. I'm at a lack of words to describe this game, because as my 66 years as a video game journalist, I've seen a lot of games. I review classics such as Minesweeper, Minecraft, Minecart, Mindboy, Mindboy, Mind Heaven, Heaven Multiplex, Multiplex Mirror, Mirrorland, and all of them have been great games. But I think this game really came along and set the bar so high that it's hard for someone to even beat this. You know, people used to talk about when we're going to reach peak gaming, like when are we going to reach photorealistic rendering and gameplay that's so good that there won't be another game after that. If you've read the book or seen the film Ready Player One, they sort of touch on this concept that at some point there will be an experience so powerful that it will nullify every single other experience, and every new experience will live within this experience itself. It will set the new framework for the entire human race. It will redefine how we experience things and how these are delivered to us as people. And I think that this game really manages to do this. I think that this game has a way of creating the bare bones of this future experience. And you know, there are a lot of things about this game that really makes sense. As we already talked about, beautifully rendered graphics with hyper realistic sand and an extremely beautiful background that just fades into eternity. It has a color palette that really, really stands out as one of the most beautiful color palettes there is, with an immense amount of powerful colors, such as orange and orange, where these things, it's just like this perfect complementary colors to each other. You see, I studied color theory at the University of Utah for 62 years. And, you know, even if I've seen a lot of students trying to come up with the perfect palette, the first time I ever saw it was when I watched Desert Golfing. This game manages I don't even know what to say. I'm sort of at a loss of words here. This game is so good. It is so well done. What do you guys feel, by the way? I've been talking here for the last 23 minutes without asking you, beautiful human beings, what do you feel about this game? Do you agree with me that this is one of the most beautiful accomplishments that the human mind had ever done? Or do you maybe feel different? Do you feel that maybe Minesweeper still holds the throne as one of the best games? Or do you feel that other games such as Mirror Maze or great games such as, you know, Duke Nukem Forever rivals this? I don't know. Gachagasm, I see. Well, I think if Billy Harrington was still alive, rest in peace by the way, he would play this game. And he would feel that his life work would be summed up by this game. And that's a very, very powerful thing to feel. A game developer manages to take what you created and reimagine it in such a beautiful way. It's not often I see this level. Oh, this is so good. This is truly one of the most exciting experiences. Oh, just look at that sand physics. Now this is something that many other people find hard to express, but I feel that this game really Oh, oh, that's so good. This game is just beautiful. And the 60 FPS silk smooth rendering, it's a technical marvel, this game. I think the word technical marvel doesn't even describe the intricacies of this rendering technology that powers this game. Because this is more than just sand. This represents a body of experiences in itself. This has a true definition of high definition. Like, if I were to analyze this sound, let's see if we can do this now already. Come on. Oh, yes! Ah, that's one of those game-changing moments where you get the perfect shot. You line it up. You look into the distance and you see it. You know you're going to hit it. You take your chance. Laser focus. You look at the screen. You pick it out. You become one with the game. And you shoot away the ball. And it just perfectly rolls into it. Like, that's what I feel is a great game. Few other games manages to come close to this fantastic experience. I fail to see how other games cannot at least try to come close to this epic experience. You see, we see these so-called AAA titles all the time, trying to be flashy and show this, great graphics and everything, and just you watch it and you feel empty inside. There's something missing. The poetry is gone. It's just an empty shell of shaders and triangles. There are these textures, animations, and bombastic sound effects, and still the game doesn't really feel like anything. It's just, oh, this is not going good. This is one of those holes, by the way. I told you before that life sometimes can be a struggle. You wake up one day and you feel, I got this. I got this school test, or I got this project at work, or I got this thing personally, and it doesn't end up as you thought. It's harder, and it just challenges you, although you believed it was easy. And this is one of those levels in the game where you think it's easy, but it's extremely hard. I feel that being able to have these levels that challenge your inner self is important, because this is what defines the game in the end. This is what manages to come close to this. Yeah. This is, yeah. Let's go back to what we talked about. Graphics and emptiness. Other games, they try so hard to make these very, very cool looking things, and they miss what's important about this. They miss that games aren't about flashy graphics. Games are about telling a deep story with the perfect setting. And I feel that this game in itself manages to do this. I feel that this game itself has the tools to tell this deeply. Oh, just look at that. Just look at this. Wait a minute. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? The perfect setting. Like, this could be an artwork you could hang on your wall, really. If I place it like this, you could have it on your wall. That's how beautiful this is. Are you guys ready? That's really deeply touching. There are moments like this where I feel sad or disturbed. And this game, it just takes these feelings and packages down into this beautiful, beautiful shell. It has an amazing set of ways that it manages to convey the feelings that this game manages to do in the end. And I'm honestly surprised not many people are aware of the existence of this beautiful game. This game, as I said, rivals the best artists out there. I mean, I don't think that any of the classic artists or modern artists would disagree that their work is beaten. If I were to show this to the Louvre, they would probably replace Mona Lisa with a picture of this game. Because while Mona Lisa manages to express a lot of feelings, there are very few works of art that can express the entire state of humanity. And I don't know. Maybe it's like that. Maybe the best art comes from where you don't expect to find it. That was not expected. Just look at this, guys. Look at this. I'm gonna make a copy of this, by the way, a second. How do I copy something? Just look at this. This is what's called cutting edge sand simulation technology. The fact that the game can figure this out and calculate this in real time on a mobile device in 2018, that's just truly amazing. Let me show you. That's just something else. Okay, let's do this one. I got this one. When you think you get it, and the game just decides that it isn't your day, that's when you know that the game has character, it has a soul. It has a feeling that it's very hard to describe. I just truly love this game. I truly think that this game is a work of art. I should have taken that one in the first try, but I didn't. Because you can't do everything in life, you see. We're soon hitting hole 700 in this run. I wanna talk a brief second about the very, very advanced UI that this game has to offer. See, in other games we have these intricate menus and nice animations and, menu systems and settings and save files and options. This game decided that they already knew what you wanted. They already knew what the game is about. So there's no menu whatsoever. This game is like life. You get one chance and you have to live with it. You can't restart. You can't save. You can't load. It goes on forever and you're stuck in it forever. That's a true, true, true representation of life. If you want to start over, you have to delete the game. Which if you believe in reincarnation means if you want to start over, you have to die. So this game really, really, really manages to to take an abstract concept and by just utilizing UI design, convey that abstract concept into a game mechanic and the statement itself. Now, to me, that's just next level. You know, if this was another AA title, there would be like a story and voiceover, narration, and cutscenes. But this game manages to say it without even saying it. The sheer brilliance is that the minimalism speaks for itself. That the choice of not having it says it more bright than the choice of having it. The fact that they are able to convey all of this just through the menu design should tell you something about how deep this game actually goes and how good this game actually is. And that games have the potential to become the next storytelling medium that so many writers have longed for since inventing the book in 1962. You see, I was there when the book was invented. And I know that the book changed a lot of things in our society. Then television was invented in 1982. And then the CD was invented in 1995. And you see, people have wanted for a long time a new experience like this. And I think this really manages to come far in providing that a true experience. I don't know. It's just very, very touching to play this game and feel the intent of the author, right? To see what someone is able to tell just without saying it. Like, if I was a game writer right now, I would stop whatever I was doing and look at this game in order to become more proficient in telling my story. They usually say less is more, and in this case, it really shows that by leaving something out, you can make it two things come. I don't know how to even say it, but by leaving something out, it's even more powerful than by having it in. Is it a kind of... Maybe the game is also reflecting on censorship? That by not making a statement, you're making an even stronger statement. That in the current political times actually means something. When everyone is screaming for attention on Instagram and Facebook and Reddit, by not saying it, you might be saying it even more strong. I don't know. This game might be trying to sort of explain to us that the way we're consuming modern media is not sane, and that the way that people design these sort of consumption machines is the wrong way to go. That we can find enjoyment and relaxation within simplicity itself. That the photos on Instagram on cats and beaches and expensive foods isn't needed. What is needed is the nothingness and greatness in just seeing the world in a grain of sand. To let your imagination run free in such a way that this game allows you to do is a true accomplishment of the modern society. I think that very few people are able to grasp the sheer brilliance that this game has managed to do. And I highly recommend, if you haven't played it, that you too go experience what this game is trying to tell to you. Because I think another very, very interesting story mechanism that this game uses is that it means something else to everybody. That everyone in itself is able to extract different values from this game. To me, it means something, and to you, it will mean something else. That this small, this small ball here can mean something to you. That this small ball going up this hill can mean something to me. But that it can mean different things to us both makes it on par with powerful music, where the meaning is created by your own experiences and by your own enjoyment of it. That the game itself has an open-ended story just makes it so well defined that I don't even know how to describe a game like this. That a game like this can exist is, to me, just beautiful and exciting. I think that this marks the end of my review of the game Desert Golfing. I hope you did enjoy this review of the game Desert Golfing. This game is a game that truly changed my life, and I hope this game is able to change your life. If you like this video, I urge you to go out and buy this game, to experience this yourself. As even if I try to put it in words, nothing can beat the first time experiencing this game yourself. And even if I try to explain to you or show you the graphics, it's never as bright as when your finger is touching that screen and you see that ball move in fluid 60 FPS smooth animation across the screen. And even if I talked in length about the soundtrack, there's nothing more beautiful than hearing the sheer minimalism of true silence. And even if I went through the physics with you, having that first-hand feeling of this brilliant sand simulation is just what makes it happen. And even if I talk more about the sound effects, having them come out through a speaker in your palm is inspiring itself. So I think I will end it here at hole 707 and leave you with the game Desert Golfing. It's, I think, $3 in the App Store. And if you want to experience what I talked about, go ahead and buy it. From me to you, I'm signing out. Thanks for watching.